Yes,
So the participle is the part of speech which is somewhere in the middle between a verb and a noun. So in this case, participle sometimes could be a verb and sometimes could be a noun, and sometimes it can function as an adjective. So that is why participle is very, very flexible part of the speech. And first of all, we need to understand what is participle is in English language in order to understand what participle is in Hebrew. And in English, we have usually we have like two types of participles: the present participle and the past participle. The present participle usually has, not usually, always has ending ing, like boiling water. What else? Okay, so some examples slip my memory. Just you can help me and give some examples of participles. Boiling water, dreaming, a young man, or
Going home.
like this. Please.
Going home.
Going home, yes, it's also participle. And the past participle is usually has ending ed or the third form of the verb, like boiled water, studied lesson, and some other like this. In Hebrew, we have the same. We have, they may be just called differently, but we have active participles and passive participles. And participle, it is very easy to recognize in the text because participle usually have vowels, cholim and tsere, sometimes cholim vav and tsere. And in order to make a participle, you can just need to make 3 consonants of the root and to put these vowels there. For example, the verb katav, active participle would be kotev, writing. Shamar, active participle would be shomer, keeping or guarding. Halach, to go, and the participle would be holech, the one who going or walking. Nafal, to fall, and the participle would be no fell, falling. The same we can do with any other participle, and there is no problem with making a participle. So is it clear so far?
Yes, Prof.
Okay, so
Yes.
let us try to make some participles from some of the roots. Like, for example, there is a root gaal, and gaal means to redeem. What would be the redeemer? How can we say redeemer?
Go there.
Gaal. Okay, let me write.
Goel.
Yes, correct. Gaal is a verb, which means redeem. The participle would be
Goer.
go. Sorry. Goel. Okay, another example. Let us take another verb. Which verb?
Nasa, to test.
Nasa, okay. This verb, nasa, to test. The only difference for the verbs with the third hey would be that they will have not tsere, but go. This is the only difference. So let us make a participle. How would you do it?
No se.
No. No se.
Se.
No se. Bana. To build.
Bone.
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 Correct.
Bone with second.
Yes. Bone. So it looks like you got it. It's very easy. Just we need to change the vowels and we will have a participle. But what about other characteristics of the participles? The participles has the following characteristics. They can have a number, like not only one people writing, but like many people are writing. And they could have a gender, like for example, we can say that he is writing, or you masculine is writing, or we can say you feminine is writing. So it can have this characteristic of gender. So that is why we can change the participle by gender and number. Let us take the participle shomer. The masculine form is shomer. The feminine form would be shomeret. Shomeret. So she is watching or she is keeping. And shomer is he is keeping, and shomeret she is keeping. And plural shomerim, like they are keeping. And plural feminine shomerot, it means they are feminine, are keeping or guarding something. So is it clear so far?
Yes, Prof.
Yes, it is.
Now let's try to make some other forms of other participles. We did it with the shamar. Let's do the same with kataf, to write. Kataf, to write. He is writing or you are writing. This form would be
Kotevet.
kotev. Kotev, masculine is kotev.
Oh, yes,
Feminine?
kotev.
Feminine,
Kotevet.
kotevet. By the way, sometimes the feminine form is done by adding kametz hey, not tav, but kametz hey. And some participles could have two forms, feminine forms. But this form with the kametz hey is not very common. Usually they have tav in the end, feminine form. Okay, yeah, correct, kotevet. So how can we say in plural, masculine plural? They are writing.
Koterim.
Kotevim.
Kotev.
Kotevim.
And they are feminine, writing.
Kotevot.
Kotevot. Correct. So do you see, it's not very difficult. But we need to be used to them. And if you see, for example, a verb root like shamar, and you know that this is a verb, and it has ending im or ot, so this is a participle, because there is no any other form that could have this kind of endings. Okay. Yes, as I told you, some of them could have ending kametz hey. Like, for example, the verb achal could have two feminine forms, like ochela, she is eating, and ochelet, also she is eating. Let us look at some of the examples of the participles, like esh, ochelet. So do you remember that esh is feminine? So that is why the participle also should be feminine, consuming fire. They should agree with the noun if it describes a noun. Or Yoshev ba'eretz, dwelling in the land, Yoshev. So do you see the same vowels, cholem and tzere, and it tells us that this is a participle. Nosheim et Aaron berid Elohim, bearing the ark of the covenant of God. So this is again a participle, masculine plural form. So I think it's
Which
quite easy. Nothing is very, very problematic here. Now let us
Excuse me,
look
Prof.
how some of the forms of how the participles are done for the weak verbs. And let us
Sorry,
consider.
Prof.
Yes, yes, please.
Sorry, before moving on,
Yes.
your chef then, the form of it looks like the your chef that we had in our vocabulary, which was a noun for inhabitant.
Yes, correct, correct.
Now,
So,
how do you differentiate between the two?
okay, okay.
Or is it the context?
Yes, context in most of the cases will be the one that defines what is it. But the adjective, the participles could have different function in the sentence, and sometimes some of the participles became so common that they were transformed to nouns, to nouns. I will give you several examples, and your chef is one of the example. Like, for example, the word shamar, the participle is shomer, and shomer became a word for a keeper. Okay, so for example, if somebody is a keeper or somebody is like those who guard a god, also shomer. For example, in this very famous phrase, which Cain said, "Am I a keeper of my brother?" or "Am I my brother's keeper?" So he uses this word shomer. So am I shomer of my brother? Or another very, very common verb is the same root gaal. Goel is the one who is redeeming, and it became a word for redeemer, And it seems to me in the lecture I mentioned it a little bit later.
All right, no
so
problem.
Some of the participles became nouns. Or another very, very famous example is a shofet. What is shofet?
A judge.
A judge. So, but do you see the root is shafat, to judge. Yeah. But shofet has the same vowels, or a. And shofet is a judge. So it was used so often, so it became a noun. Okay, so now let us look at the participles of some of the weak verbs. And the verb with the third hey, we already mentioned this. This has only some like modifications from the basic paradigm. The masculine form will have segol instead of tsere, ro'e, the one who sees, or the one who is seeing. And the feminine form would have ending kametz hey. So it's just what it is needed to do, just to add this ending and to change the ra'a, it would be ro'a, the woman who is seeing. Ro'im is the plural form, and ro'ot is the plural feminine form. So do you see in the plural form, hey disappears, but in the singular form, it remains the letter gay, and we have ending r instead of taf, kamez hey instead of taf in the feminine form. But I think it is not very difficult to see that this is a participle, so you can be easily identified.
A question of interest, Prof, before you move on.
Please.
Sorry. So ro'e, is that the word that is also used when speaking about a seer who is like a prophet?
Yeah, correct. Seer, prophet is ro'e, the one who sees. And later on, it was exchanged, or it was changed by another word, navi. Correct, very well. So the next one is verbs with ein or het. And so in the plural form, there is no problem. So they have the same forms as they're supposed to have. But in singular form, we have some change. So do you see this OA remains, but they also have, they called patach furtivum. Patach furtivum, do you remember? We were talking about it like during the first lectures. And the masculine form would be shomea, shomea, and the feminine shomaat, shomaat. So the plural forms are normal, nothing is wrong with them. So this patach furtivum would be a characteristic, and it occurs very often in this forms of the verb with the third ein or third het. And the next one is hollow verbs. And the hollow verbs are the most tricky, the trickiest verbs in this sense. Why? Because the problem of the hollow verbs that the masculine form is the same as katal third masculine singular. And sometimes it could be confusion, so you don't know, is it a participle or is it a katal second masculine singular form? Because the forms are identical. And only the context can help you to identify, is it a katal or is it a participle? And do you see the second letter disappears? That is why they are called hollow verbs, because there is no the middle letter, the middle consonant, and the form is ba, ba'a, ba'im, ba'ot. So this is the forms of the participle of the hollow verbs. Okay, let's try to make the same form for the participle for the verb cum. Cum means to raise, to lift up, to raise up, something like this, to stand up. Cum. So how could you do the participles from this root? Make this as a pattern. Masculine form is
Come.
Come, very well. What about feminine form?
Kama.
Kama, very well. The plural form?
Kamim.
Kama.
Kamim and kamot.
Kamot.
Okay, so we will try to practice and to find the hollow verbs in the sentence. What is also possible to do with the participles, they can stand in a construct, they can take a construct form. And the construct form in singular, it would be the same as the absolute form, because the vowels tsere and cholem are not reduced. So the cholem cannot be reduced because it is a long vowel and it has come. It is a kind of immune system against reduction. And tsere also, because usually it is in an accented syllable, so it also doesn't change. So in singular form, it is the same form as an absolute. But in plural form, in plural masculine form, we will have some changes. And do you see in this case, if a participle takes a construct form, it usually functions as a noun. So it follows the rules of the noun. The same rules, like the same ending and the reduction of the vowels. If it is supposed to be, it should take place. And the plural form, and because it's already been reduced, has been reduced, so it doesn't have any changes with the plural, plural feminine form. But plural masculine form is like a plural masculine form of the nouns. The ending is tsere-yod. Yes, and this one, what I wanted to see you, that some of the participles are used as nouns. like shomer, shofet, yoshev, Allah, burnt offering. So these are the participles which are so common, so they became, or they were transformed to nouns. And now the usage of the participles in the sentences. So they can be used as predicate. So it means they use as verbs, and usually they used in the present continuous. It could be translated as present continuous or as an action which is repeated very often. So it could be like present simple in English. And just for example, Zot ot habarit asher ani noten. And noten, do you see this is the participle, because we can see these vowels, hol and tzere, from the root natan. Noten beni u venechem. This is the sign of the covenant that I am giving, or yes, I am giving, yes, it's better. Natan is to give. That I am giving between me and between you. This is the sign of the covenant that I am making between myself and you. So this is like a more polished translation to make sense in English, but I translated just literally. This is the sign of the covenant that I am giving between you and between myself and between you. So in this case, a noten is a predicate. It substitutes the verb. It functions as a verb, or it could be as a noun. And many examples, we already saw them. Kol yoshve ha'arim. All the inhabitants or all the dwellers of the cities, all the dwellers of the cities. Or it can be used as an adjective. Ke Elohim yodeh tov va'ra. Like, okay, do you see? It's very interesting. It's very interesting from the point of view of syntax, because usually the word Elohim agrees with other parts of the speech or members of the sentence, although it is in plural, but it usually takes verbs, for example, verbs in singular, like Bereshit bara Elohim et hashamayim ve'ed haaretz. So Elohim is plural, but bara, to create, is singular. But in this case, we can see that yodea is construct, participle, construct, and in plural. So, and it implies that Satan, who tells this lie, says not about one God, but he speaks about many gods. And the only case, not only case, but the case when the word Elohim takes plural verbs is the case when many gods, like many idols, are in view. Okay, but this is the minor issue. It is not related to us right now. What we need to remember, and we need to identify that this is like an adjective here. So like God, knowing good and evil and bad things. So this is an example of adjective. So basically it can be used as a predicate, as a noun, as an adjective in the sentence. Okay, is it clear so far?
Yes.
Okay, we can continue. Now, just a minor issue that we need to remember, that particle hine, behold, We already talked about this particle, and you already met it in the sentences. And this particle, especially in the direct speech, very much likes the participles. So usually when it is a direct speech and the particle hine is used, the participle follows this particle. So the verb of the sentence should be in the form of participle. And I just give you several examples. Vehine ven beti yoresh oti, and behold, son of your house will inherit me. Why you? Oh, I made a mistake. Sorry, I need to change it, because do you see, ot is definitely me, not you. And behold, the son of, oh sorry, son of my house will inherit me. And behold, son of my house will inherit me. So after hine, the participle is yoresh, and from the root yarash, to inherit, and it is normal that after hine the participle follows. Or for example, vehine Rivka yotzet, and behold, Rebecca is coming out. Rivka yotzet. Vehine hemalim ba'im, and behold, gamal is a camel, and camels are coming. Or where coming, it depends on the context, because the participle doesn't have a characteristic of tense, so we cannot say is it a past, present, or future, so it could be anything. Hine anohi holech lamot, and behold, I am going to die. Okay, so this is the particle hine, and after hine, we very often should expect, not always, but very often, we should expect a participle. And what else about the particle hine?
The first one, inherits. In the first sentence, and behold, the son of your house will inherit. The translation inherits, is it in participle? I thought I wanted to see inheriting, will be inheriting.
Yeah, yes, it could be like inheriting, but sometimes in English, it will not, yes, we can translate it. The son of my house is inheriting me. Yes, correct.
Yes.
Okay, I will change it in the translation here. Okay, the participle, yes, what also important, the participle hine can take the pronominal suffixes. And I don't know, have you ever met this in the text? But it is a very common, like hinecha, behold you, hineni, behold I. Like, for example, when God is asking, where are you? And somebody answers, hineni, like, behold, I am here. Hinam, behold them. Hinenu, avadim le adoni. Behold, we are the servants of my Lord. Or hinecha met al haisha asher lakachta. Yes. And behold, you are dying because of the woman that you took. Yeah, that you took. So these are examples of this particle hine, and just remember that it can take pronominal suffixes, and in this case, it modifies the word, and sometimes it's difficult to recognize it. Okay, so this is actually about the passive participle, or sorry, active participle. And if everything is clear, we are moving to the passive participles. And the passive participles, actually, they're not very common, but you can find them in the text. The passive participles usually have the vowels kamet shurik, au, au. And in order to remember it, the best way, just for me, it works very well, and just to remember the scribe of the prophet Jeremiah. So do you remember his name? Who was the scribe of the prophet Jeremiah? Baruch.
Baruch.
Barak.
Yes,
Baruch.
Baruch. So it comes from the root barach. By the way, it's interesting that the word barach is never attested in the Hebrew Bible in the kal stem. It occurs in PL stem in other stems, but the only occurrence of the kal stem in the Hebrew Bible is the passive participle, Baruch, the blessed one. So Baruch means the blessed one. So if you remember the name Baruch, you remember the vowels of the passive participles. Or if you want to remember the vowels of the active participles, and just remember the name Obed Edom. Obed Edom. Do you remember this name? This character of the Bible? So Obed comes from the root avad, and avad means to walk. So Obed means a slave or a servant. So Obed Edom means a servant of Edom. And this is another form of the participle that became a noun. Obed or Oved is a kind of a servant or a slave. Okay, so just remember that the passive participles, as I told you, they are not very common, so they're not so common as active participles, but anyway, you can find them quite often in the text. So they have these particular characteristics. Vowels are u, baruch, shaluch, sent, bahur, chosen. And you can find them in the text. And they also have the characteristics of gender and number, like shaluch, shaluchim, shalucha, and shaluchot. And you can see that this is like he was sent, they were sent, she was sent, and they feminine were sent, like this. Or it could be just sent in English if it is just as an adjective function, as an adjective. And also they could have a construct form like sheluch, sheluchat, sheluche, and sheluchot. Do you see this form and this form are identical, like feminine plural, in both cases are identical, and in some other forms, we have the reduction of vowels. And passive participles also can have pronominal suffixes, but such forms are very rare, so I don't use them. And the final part of the material for today is about the negation. So you remember that usually negation in Hebrew Bible is done with the particle lo, but not always. There are some other ways how the negation is done. One of the ways, do remember that infinitives, they usually cannot take lo, but they have built t as a negative particle. When we speak about the participles, so if the clause has a participle, usually the negation is done with the particle ein. Do you remember this yesh ein? So ein is used with the participles, and ein also could have pronominal suffixes. So let us see some of the examples. Ve'ein rodef etchem. The root radaf means to pursue, to, like, for example, if somebody is trying to run away and somebody is pursuing him, so this is exactly the word that is used. Ve'ein rodef etchem. And rodef is a participle, and we can translate as nobody is pursuing you in plural. Or Deuteronomy 21:20. Enenu shomea bekolenu. Here we have energic nun here, enenu, and this is not nu of the first common plural, but this is him. So he will not listen to our voice. Or another example, en yotze ve'ein ba. Nobody is going out and nobody is coming in. So this, yeah, that's all. That's all about the theory that we need to remember about the participles. So now, if you have any questions, I will try to answer them. If not, we can try to translate sentences with the participles. So do you have any questions? Okay. Now I think we are mature enough to translate sentences from the Hebrew Bible. And I will open another file and we will try to translate something that is from the Bible. Can you hear? Can you see it?
Yes, bro.
Okay, so let us try to translate the first sentence. And I would like to ask somebody just to read first. Any volunteer?
Vayomer
Okay, I can read.
Adonai El. Okay.
Continue, please.
Sister Lema, please continue.
Vayomer Adonai El Kayan.
Cain.
Vayomer Adonai El Kain. A. Hevel. Ahika. Vayomer Lo Yadaiti. Yadaiti. Yadati. Hashomer Ahi and Anohi. Anohi. Yeah.
Okay, try to translate it.
And the Lord said to Cain,
What is a, do you know?
A is a particle, negation particle.
No, it's not. The negation particle is ein. Nun is
ein.
Or yeah. This is the interrogative particle, which means where.
Which means?
Where. W-H-E-R-E.
Where, okay.
Where.
And the Lord said to Cain, Where
is your brother?
Okay. And Hevel is a proper name. Abel.
Yes, Abel. Oh,
where is Abel your brother?
Yeah, by the way, the word Hevel, another meaning of this word is vanity. In the book of Ecclesiastes, we can find this phrase very often, Hevel Havalim, which means, how is it in English? Vanity of vanities, something like this. So, yeah. Okay, so where is Abel, your brother?
Your brother. And
Okay.
he said,
Okay,
yeah,
yes, correct.
I do not know.
Very well.
Yadati law, I do not know. I
Very
do
well.
not know. Hashomer. Hashomer. I do not know.
Am I a keeper?
Very well, yes.
Am I my brother's
Keeper. Yeah, correct. Correct.
Am I his keeper? Am
Okay.
I his keeper?
Yeah, pay attention to this ha. So it's not,
Hashomer.
it is not
Article.
it is not an article. It is interrogative
in-
particle.
interrogative particle.
Interrogative particle.
Mhm,
Yes, so
Interrogative
you
particle.
located it. Okay, very well.
mhm.
First of all, you can see the vowel is different and there is no dagesh forte in the first consonant of the root. So that is why we can be sure that it is not an article. By the way,
An article. Yeah.
yes, by the way, the participles can take article. If they function as nouns, they can take
As a noun.
article without any problem. Okay, so the next one. Just please read first.
Viomerme asita call deme ahicha.
Ahika.
So ahicha.
Not cha.
So
ha. Ahika.
ahiha. Ahiha. So Akim Eli mean Eli mean Hadama.
Okay, somebody else would like to try to translate it? Just try.
And what?
Okay, Sister Naima,
And
if
he said,
nobody...
and he said, what?
Correct, what? Asita.
Asita is do, from the word do.
Okay, correct.
What have you done?
What have you done? Very well.
The voice.
The voice.
Of the blood of your
brother.
Yes, the blood of your brother. But do you see blood is in plural?
Yes.
Okay. So,
crying.
Oh, very well. The bloods are like, we cannot say it in English because we cannot put blood in plural. But here, blood is plural and the participle is also plural.
Mhm.
He's crying out.
To me,
To me,
from the earth or from the ground.
from the ground. Yes, from the ground. Very well. Next one.
Okay, I'll read.
Yes, please.
Vayomer Elohim Zot Ot Ha-Berit Esher Ani Noten Beini U Beinechem
Venechem.
U Benechen
Venechem.
U Bein
Venechem.
U Venechen U Vein Kol Nefesh Chaya Esher Itchem Ledorot Olam.
Olam. Very well. Okay. It seems to me you know all the words.
And
Try to translate.
and God said, "This is the covenant."
No. Wait. You are you missed something. What is ot?
The sign of the covenant. Sorry.
This is the
Yes.
sign of the covenant.
And God said, "This is the sign of the covenant. I will make."
Okay, not make that. I will.
Sorry.
I will give.
I will give between me and between you.
Okay.
Or between.
Very well. Between me.
Yes.
And between you, plural.
And between you. And between all
souls.
Yes.
All souls, yes.
Or every soul, we can translate like this. Chaya.
Was, that is.
All living souls.
Yes, all living souls. Very well, correct.
That.
Okay, let's try to analyze this word.
Looks like et with a pronominal suffix.
Correct. Exactly. This is et with the pronominal suffix. But I understand why you stop here. So let me share the board. So, it could have two meanings. One meaning is the direct object marker. And another meaning is a preposition with. How can we know the difference between these two issues? When it is just at, you cannot understand, because when it is just at, it looks the same, and only the context can help you to see is it a direct object marker or is it a preposition? But when it has a pronominal suffix, the vowel would be different. So if it is a direct object, it would look like this. Do you see Otham? But when it is a preposition with, it will have vowel E, hirek. So do you see the difference? Itham. Okay, is it clear now? If it has vowel O, Otham. This is direct object marker. If it has hirek, this is preposition with you. Okay, is it clear? Now let us go back to our text and let us see what we have here. Eat ham.
With you.
With you.
With them.
All the living souls
Yes.
that are with
you.
With you.
Le dorot olam. Okay, so now let's try to analyze this word. What is le here? Two, correct. What is odd here?
Feminine participle.
Feminine suffix, plural. Yes. So we have the root is two words, dor. What is dor?
Generation.
Generation.
Yes.
Okay, very well. Like 4 generations, olam.
Forever.
Yes, like olam is forever, like
Forever.
forever generations,
Forever.
or like eternal generations. Just this is the covenant with you and with your generations forever. Okay, so let's move on. The next sentence. May I ask somebody to read?
Ki et kol haaretz asher ata ro'eh lecha etne na u lezaracha ad olam.
Ad olam. So ki we can translate as because, or sometimes in King James V
For.
is for. Yes.
for all the land
Correct.
that
See.
you see.
Very well. So do you see this is the participle roe?
Mhm. Mhm.
All the land that you are seeing or that you see.
You are
is also
seeing.
correct. In English, it would be
Mhm.
correct just to you see. Okay.
To you.
To you.
I give.
Okay. Very well. This is Natan. Very well. This is the
I
root
will
Natan.
I will
How do you
give.
know that this is Natan? Just intuition.
We have the suffix na.
Okay. Do you see? Let's try to understand it. Do you see this is noon with the dagesh?
Yeah.
If it is the noon, it is energic
Energic
noon. Yes.
Yeah.
And this is just kametz hey is just a pronominal suffix. And so we have the root is only two letters of the root, tet and nun, and the prefix aleph is the prefix of imperfect or yiktol. And one letter nun is hidden here. This dagesh tells us that the assimilation took place and a letter nun just assimilated with the next letter taf. So that is why this is the root natan. And aleph tells us that this is imperfect or yiktol, the first person, common, singular, I. To you I will give. And what is kametz hey here?
Can we say?
So this is kametz hey in the end. What is this?
Which is marking the
Is it
direction.
feminine?
Yes, it's feminine.
I will give her.
I will give her. Very well. But in English, we cannot translate it as her because in English, actually nouns do not have gender. Okay?
Yeah.
What is her here in the previous context?
Land.
It's
Land
the
is
land.
Land,
It's the
you are
land.
correct. Land is feminine. So all this land that you see, to you I will give her, but in English we cannot say her, but we can say
okay.
it. I will give it. Yes.
Mhm.
Ulezaracha.
And to your seed
And to your seed. Very
forever.
well. Ad olam, forever. Okay, very well. Next one.
Vayomer Elohim Sarah Ishtecha Yoledet Lecha Ben Vekarata Et Shemo Yitzchak.
Correct, correct. So let's try to translate it.
And the Lord said to Sarah,
No. You don't have two Sarah.
And the Lord said, Sarah, your wife,
Okay, very well. And the Lord said, Sarah,
will give birth.
Ishtecha. So do you see, Eshet is the wife of, and Ishtecha means your wife. So because I know that this word could be tricky for some students, so that is why I would like to emphasize this word. Pay your attention to this word. So if I want to say my wife, I would say ishti. If I say his wife, it would be ishto. Okay? Okay, next one, yoledet.
Will give birth.
Will give birth. So do you see this is from the root yalat and this is participle.
To you a son.
To you a son, okay.
And you will call his name Isaac.
Very well. Yitzhak is Isaac, and you will give him name, and we will call his name Isaac. Okay. Next one. And may I ask somebody else to read, because I'm not happy if only 2 people are reading and translating. Just don't be shy. It's not a problem if you do a mistake. Pastor Eric, may I ask you to read? Okay, Pastor Frederick.
Yes.
Oh, Pastor Eric, I can hear you. Yes, okay, please continue, Pastor Eric. And Pastor Frederick will be the next one.
All right. Vayavo.
Vayavohu.
Vayavohu. Shene. Kim.
The first letter is Samech.
So I was having challenge with my internet. It went off and came.
Okay.
Vayavo, Shene, Hamalakim, Sedoma, Ba'erev, Velot, Ba'erev, Velot, Yoshev, Beshar, Sedom.
Vayavohu. So what is the root? Pastor Eric, can you try to identify the root?
And you will go in to end vo to enter.
Yes, very well, correct. So who?
Yeah, who? He will enter.
Do you see this is the plural form? Because ur is here, this is a plural form. So it's not he, it could be they.
Will.
And they.
Yes.
Okay.
And who are they? Shene hamal ahim. What is Shene? Just our previous lesson.
Two messengers or angels.
Very well, yeah. Malach is a messenger, or it also could be an angel. So remember the book of Malachi, the book of the messenger of the Lord, because Malachi means messenger of Yahweh. Okay, ha malachim. So, and two messengers or two angels came, vayavou, or went to, yeah, came is better. What is Sodoma?
Sodom.
Sodom.
Very well,
Sodom.
Sodom. So why do we have this hey in the end?
It's a feminine land.
No, it's not feminine.
And the
Directional hey.
Directional hey.
Directional.
So the two angels of the Lord came to what? Or they came to Sodom.
to Sodom.
Mhm. Okay, Ba'eref. Do you know the word Eref?
Excuse me, Prof.
Yes, please.
Kem, where do we find Kem from? Vayovu, Shenei, Hamalkum, Sodom. Where do we find Kem?
Bo, this root.
Ah, okay. Thank you.
Actually, Bo usually means came in or just came is also possible. So do you know the word Eref? Okay, maybe I didn't tell you, I didn't put it in the vocabulary, so I will do it next time. Eref means evening. Do you know the word boker? Boker is morning. So if you want to greet somebody in Hebrew, you can just say boker tov in the morning. And it would be an equivalent of Chabari Subuhi or boker tov, good morning.
That's great. Habari za asubuhi.
Yeah. So if you want to say Chabari za jioni, you would say Erev Tov, or
Wow.
good evening.
Okay.
So Erev is evening, Boker is morning. And if you want to say good afternoon, you can just say Yom Tov. So just good day. Yom Tov. Erev Tov is good evening. Boker Tov is good morning. By the way, I just want to make just a pause. Do you see that there are some parallels in the ways of greetings in Hebrew and Swahili? In Swahili, if I say habari za usubuhi, literally it means what are the news of the morning? Am I correct?
Yes.
Yes.
In Hebrew, when they ask person, how are you? They say ma nishma. And next time, ma nishma. And next time you will understand what it means, because it is nifal stem from the root shama, and it is translated as what is heard, or in other ways, what are the news? Okay? So Hebrew way of greeting or asking how are you is very similar to Swahili way to greet people. So they are asking what are the news in both cases. Okay, so it is just a little bit away from our topic. But next time when we will study Nifal stem, and next time I will give you this how it is written, and you can greet each other with the Hebrew in the Hebrew way. Okay, so let's continue. And two messengers or two angels came to Sodom Ba'eref.
Evening.
In the evening.
In the evening. Okay. Well, Lot.
and Lot
And the house of Lot, or the inhabitants of Lot.
sitting.
No. Okay, just Lot. Lot is the name. Yes.
Yes, and the Lot
Lot.
sitting.
Was sitting. So do you see
Yes.
your chef here is not a noun, but it is a participle which functions as a verb. And the Lot was
And in
sitting.
the gate of Sodom.
Yes, at the gate of Sodom. Very well, very well. Okay, so let's continue next one.
ויהב יצחק
Yitzhak.
יצחק את עשו
Esav.
עשו ורווקה
Rivka.
ורבקה אוהבת את יצחק.
No, Isaac. Yaakov.
יעקב, אוקיי. יעקב.
Okay. So we have many, we have like 4 proper names here.
And Isaac loved Jacob.
No. And Isaac loved is correct.
Esau.
Esau. Yes.
Loved Esau.
Yes.
And Rebecca loved
Rebecca.
Jacob.
But pay attention that Rebecca and the verb is not victual, but it is a
Participle.
participle. And Rivka or Rebecca was loved Jacob. Yes, Jacob. Okay, so is it clear? Can we go further?
We can try.
Musoni.
Okay, just call somebody else to translate, to read and translate. And don't be shy to do mistakes. Or if you don't know a word or forget, no problem. Just tell that you forgot and we will just help you. Nobody can know everything, so it's okay if you don't know something. Just try. Don't be shy. Or shall I call somebody to try?
Yes, Prof.
Oh yeah, do you see? I see that participles are fewer than in the beginning.
Yes, Prof, just call somebody.
Okay, so Pastor Ezra, may I ask you to
Yes,
read?
let me try.
Yes.
Ki ata ba el ha aretz asher Adonai
Very well.
Elohecha noten laha
Lach, just lach.
lach, okay. Lach lo tilemad leasot keto avot goim,
Hagoyim, correct.
hagoim Harem.
Okay. Very well, very well. Can you try to translate it?
Yes, I can, Prof.
Try, please.
Because
Very well,
you
because.
came to. Because you came to.
Okay, just let me stop you for a while. Just pay attention to this bar.
Yeah.
So do you remember I told you, okay, bar is bo, the verb bo, to come in or to come, and it has two forms which are identical, and it is the form of the katal, third masculine singular, and participle masculine.
Participle.
So how can we know, is it participle here or is it a verb? I mean, katal.
Maybe it is a
because
verb.
of the.
Qatar.
So if it is a katal, remember that it should be a third masculine singular.
Yes, because he.
Yes, because he
came to.
But now we don't have he, but we have ata.
It's like here.
And ata is?
Ata is you.
Ata is you.
Masculine.
So do you see?
Yes.
That is why
You are
ba
coming.
here cannot be a verb, but it is a participle.
Participle.
Because you was coming to the land.
Okay.
You are coming.
Because you are coming to the land.
To the land that God, your Lord.
Okay, very well.
What your God
was giving. This is a participle.
You're very well, correct. This is the
is giving you.
Is giving.
Giving you.
Is giving you.
This is a negative particle.
Correct. Okay, this one.
To stand.
Pardon?
Lamad.
Correct, lamad.
To stand.
No. Amad is to stand. But
lamad is it.
So do you remember the word Talmud?
Lamad.
Talmud?
To learn?
To learn, yes.
Yeah.
Lamad is to learn. So do not learn.
Learn? Learn. To assort.
To let them to do.
Okay, very well. This is the infinitive construct from asa, to do. So do not learn to do.
The abominations.
Okay, very well. To ava is abomination. To
according to the
avoid
abominations.
is abominations in plural.
So yes, according to the abominations of
this cat.
According to the abominations.
Very well. So do not learn to do according to the abominations of
the nations before you.
No, there is no before you.
No.
It's just of these nations.
Of these nations, okay.
Okay, very well, very well. Thank you very much. So next one. Just try to read first.
Enenu.
Okay, very well. Thank you, Pastor.
Shomea,
Very well.
Bekor,
Bekol. Mhm.
Avin,
Aviv.
Aviu.
Aviv,
Oh, Avi.
Avin,
Avin.
Aviv, Ubekor,
Uvekol.
Imo.
Immo. Okay.
Prof, may I ask a question?
Yes, please.
Is this Avin or Aviu? Because the final does the final
Aviv.
no,
Aviv.
look like
Yes.
or Aviv? Oh, okay,
Yes.
Aviv. Sorry. Okay, thank you.
But the meaning is correct. So the meaning is his father.
Yes.
Okay, so let's try to understand the first word. Probably this
Yeah.
one would be the most difficult for you.
Yes.
Can you just guess what it could be?
This is in a negative particle.
Very well, very well. This is the negative particle. But this negative particle also has what? This nun with dagesh is
It's a
energetic
energetic,
nun.
energetic
Yes.
noun.
And in this
Yeah.
case, this u, it should not be like u, but it should be like or. So it is him or
Yeah.
he. Enenu shomer. So let us.
Did he not listen
Yes, he
to the voice?
is not listening
The
Or he is not
voice
listening.
to the
is
voice
the voice
of
of his father.
his father. And
Yes.
so the same.
And to the
Bekor.
voice.
In the voice. In the
And
And to the
voice.
voice of his mother.
Yeah, correct. Immo,
Okay.
his mother,
Yeah.
Imor, his mother. And he is not listening to the voice of his father
Father.
and to the voice of
His mother.
Mhm. Okay, so can we go further?
Yes, Prof.
Yeah, may I ask somebody else to read? Pastor Michelle, may I ask you just to read?
Yes, I can try.
Try, please, yes.
The sentence to read, please. It is not clear for my screen. It is okay. Is this one? Okay, okay, good.
This one, yes.
Okay. Ki
Mm-hmm.
toavat
Mm-hmm.
Adonai
Very well, very well.
Eloheka
Eloheiha.
Eloheiha
Mm-hmm.
Kol Osa Ose Eleh.
Ele. Very well.
Because
Correct.
Toavat.
Yes, so we met this word just several sentences before. So do you see this is the same?
I was not around.
Okay, so to'eva is abomination.
Okay.
To'avat is a construct form.
Yes, because the abomination the Lord your God all say or say
What is ose?
Ose. I don't remember it, please.
Okay, so do you remember the
a
word
participle.
asa?
Participle
Is
of
what? Asa.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this is a participle for asa.
Yes, so what does asa mean?
Asa means to
do,
lift
to make.
up.
To make, to do, correct.
Make, ele.
This, correct, this. So in this case, how can we translate ose? If asa is to do and ose is participle.
all the deeds.
Doing this.
Doing, or everybody who does or who is doing.
Okay. Is doing
okay?
this.
Okay, can you try to put everything together?
Because Lord your God.
But you forgot to'avat.
Yeah, because abomination, because it is abomination, Lord your God.
In English, probably we can say it is an abomination before the Lord your God.
Okay, because it is abomination before Lord your God.
Call.
Call, is it?
What is called? All.
All. Doing this.
Yes, all doing this is abomination of the Lord your God, or before the Lord your God.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Pastor Michelle. Thank you.
Welcome.
So next one.
Vaiketov.
Very well.
Moshe et HaTorah Hazot Vaitenach Er HaKohanim Bene Levi.
Very well.
Chanoseim et Aaron Berit Adonai.
Very well.
Ve'er kor zikne Israel.
Israel, very well. So the only word that you do not know, and it is in your new vocabulary, is the word Aaron. And
Aaron is the name, proper name.
No, it's not a name. The name is Aharon. But Aaron is the ark.
Okay.
Aaron Berit is the ark of
covenant.
Of the covenant.
The covenant, yes.
Yes, correct. So try to put everything together from the very beginning.
And Moses write the row.
And the Moses wrote, okay, very well.
Chazot is this.
So what is Torah?
Torah is law.
Law.
Yes. And the Moses?
And Moses wrote this law.
Law.
Yes. Chazot is just this.
This.
And give.
And gave it to.
Okay, very well. So how do you know that this is gave?
The priests.
Okay, wait. Let us, Pastor Juvenal, try to translate.
Number.
This is the prefix of Yikto.
Very well.
One.
This is,
okay.
And this is the suffix?
The tav is of the first nun, and the suffix is third person feminine, which is going with that
pronominal suffix. So the root is natan.
Yes.
And the nun is just hidden here because it is assimilated with the tav. And he gave.
It is assimilated.
Yes. Why is it Kametz hey and hey with the mapik here?
It's a pronominal suffix.
Okay, correct. And he gave, this is pronominal suffix plural. And what is plural before?
Plural, yeah. The Torah.
Correct. So, and he gave her, or in English it would be it.
He gave it.
Gave it, yeah.
To the
son of Kohat.
No. Not son of the Kohat.
To the priests.
Yes, Kohen is the priest.
To the priests.
Yes, to the son of.
The son
to
of.
the son of a priest is.
No. So sorry. And he gave it to the priests. The sons
of Levi.
The sons of Levi.
Oh, okay.
Okay, the next one. Ha-no-se-im. So, Pastor Juvenal, may I ask you just to try to identify the verb?
The verb
of this verb.
The verb is nasa.
Very well. Nasa is the verb. Okay, and what is this? Do you see it has im, plural form?
Yeah.
So if it is
masculine,
yes,
plural.
And this is
masculine
the participle. And you see the participle has article.
Yeah.
So the word is nasa, to carry. So in this case, it would be the sons of Levi who are carrying.
The ark.
The ark of the covenant.
Of
the Lord.
Of the Lord. Very well.
And
try.
And to all.
And
to all the elders.
Okay. So
the elders of Israel.
Help you. Okay. So Zaken is an elder. Here we have Zikne is the elders of
Israel.
And to all of the elders of
Israel.
Okay, thank you. So, and the last sentence, who would like to translate it?
Pardon, Prof?
This is the last sentence. Who would like to read and translate it?
This one.
The last one.
The last one. From this, from where? Ano
From
Vatomer,
Vatomer.
Vatomer, Lo Shema.
Oh, well, no.
No, it's
Wow.
Why
Haisha.
from here?
From
Vatomer.
here up to the last one.
Yes, Vatomer.
Aisha, Ha'ata,
Very well.
Yonav,
Yoav.
Yoav,
Yoav is the personal name.
yes. Vayomer Ani, Vatomer Lo Shema, Devarei,
Divrei.
Divrei, Amatha,
Amatecha.
Amateha, Vayomer, Shomei,
Shomea.
Shomea.
Shomea Anohi.
Anohi. So the only word that you do not know is Amatecha. So this is your servant, maid servant.
Your servant.
Your maid servant. So the servant who is a lady, who is not a man.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so now let's try to translate from the beginning. Vatomer, Haisha.
You shall say to your wife.
No. Just Vatomer, Haisha.
And the wife said.
Very well, but not wife. In this case, it's better to translate. And the woman said.
Yes, thank you. And
Okay,
the
very
woman
well.
said.
Go on, Pastor.
Yes. Ha'ata.
What is ata?
Is you.
Very well. Okay, so in this case, what is ha before?
Is directional hey.
No, directional hey is always in the end of the word.
Okay. It is the article.
But do you see pronouns? Ata is you, and pronouns can never take article.
Okay.
So what other options do we have?
It is.
Can't it be a negative particle?
No, it's not negative. But this is a particle. Yes, you are correct. So what other particle do we have?
It is difficult to me.
Okay. So this is an interrogative particle.
Interrogative particle.
Yes.
Okay.
So we can ask, we can say, translate it as, are you?
Okay. Are you Yoav?
Or Joab, yes.
Joab.
Joab.
And you may and
he said.
And he said, I am.
Yes, correct. Ani means I, or is better to translate I am.
Yes.
Correct. Continue, please.
Vayomer lo. Vatomer lo Shema.
Okay, wait. Just let us stop here. Vatomer lo.
Lo is negative.
No. Do not confuse. Do not confuse law. Just.
Okay, I remember it. It is
law and.
Okay, good. That is him.
Yes.
Yes.
Vatomer lo.
And he said.
Not he.
She
She.
said to him.
And she said to him, yes.
Okay.
Shema.
Shema. What is Shema?
Is the verb Shema, to listen.
Shema is?
To listen.
To listen. So do you remember this very famous Deuteronomy 6:4? Shema Israel, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
Listen, O Israel, the Lord your God.
What?
Shema is imperative. Shema. And this is
Imperative.
The Shewa.
Sheva tells us that this is an imperative.
Yes.
And she said to him, Shema.
Listen to the voice.
Listen.
I mean, to the word.
Listen to
my word.
Divrei.
Divrei, my word.
Okay, words correct, but not my words, but divrei is, if it was divrai, it could be my words.
Yeah,
but
to
this
the word
is
of.
the words of.
Okay, the word of.
And this is the word that you don't know, and I
your
just
maid
translated
servant.
for you. Of your maid servant.
Yes. Vayomer.
Okay.
Shmei.
Shomea.
Shomea. And he said.
And he said.
And he said. Listen to me.
No. This is the word that we studied. This is the form that we studied today.
Participle.
Today.
Shomea is a participle.
Okay, it is okay. Saying to listening
to me.
No, Anohi.
Anohi is
I
me.
am listening.
Listening me.
No, Anohi is I.
I, yes.
Yes. So how can we translate it?
I am
listening.
I am listening. Yes. So she is telling, listen to my words. And he answers. And he answers, I'm listening.
Okay.
Okay. So now, we finished. And do you see all the sentences that you were translating right now were from the Bible? So these are not the artificial sentences, but these are the sentences from the Bible. And you can see that you already can do this. You already can translate them. Of course, sometimes you do the mistakes, but it is normal because nobody can translate just everything from the scratch. So everything that you need as more practice as possible. So try to translate. The more you translate is the better. So I just want to make some, yes. Just let me show the screen. I again have some problems with the Moodle. So I understood that one of the problem for you is to identify the correct aspect of the verb. So for example, here, some verbs are given, and this is one of the exercises inside the lesson. And you just need to choose, the correct aspect. Like for example, not 10, what is this? And infinitive construct, active participle, passive participle, infinitive absolute, perfect. So you need to choose among these options. So what is noten?
It is active participle.
Very well. What is katuf? Katuf.
Is a passive
participle.
Which one?
Passive.
Passive participle.
Correct. And I need to apologize. I was not able to do these two forms in other font. So I hope you will be able to make it bigger and to do it. And I cannot even delete them because in this case I need to delete the entire exercise. So I just leave it as it is. So please, sorry for this, and I just cannot do this, cannot change this. Okay, so you will have some exercise inside the lesson, and also as usually you will have some exercises like quizzes, and you will also have the text. And it is our practice now that for every class, after every class, you have a test, a text. It is a short one, not very big one, and there are some questions to the text. So the purpose of the text is to practice to find and translate the participles. And also it seems to me you will have some questions like to count how many participles are in the text. So just be careful and attentive and try to translate it. Okay?
Yeah.
So what about the texts of the previous classes?
It was very good text.
So I even don't remember what was this text about. Did you have any problems in translating?
King of the South.
Yes, I would like to have one lecture with you. Maybe we can do it not on Monday, but on other day. And the purpose of this lecture is to read with you all of the texts that we had in the class. Because I do not know how much you understood, and if is there anything that you were not able to understand. Okay, so yes, I remembered already the text. So it is about the two kings and about the war between them, and this is about the numerals. So did you have any problems with this text or anything that was not clear? Everything was clear. Okay.
Yeah, it was clear.
Okay, very well. Very well. What about the previous texts from the previous assignments?
The previous
They also were
text
clear to me.
did not have questions, sir.
Oh, they did.
Oh, the King Solomon and the Queen
Yeah, they did.
Sheba. It seems to me we read it in the class. Yes.
I didn't have questions.
That
Yes.
one was most difficult.
Which one?
This one, David, the King Solomon and his wife, and the Queen of Sheba.
Mm-hmm.
That one did not have questions.
Did you manage to translate it?
Personally, I translated, but there were no questions, so I didn't know whether I understood it or not.
Okay, so that is why I would like to suggest that one day we can have a meeting, and during this meeting we just took all the texts and we try to read and translate them.
Yes, please.
Okay, so now we almost finished the grammar. almost. The only thing that we still need to do is just to understand how all those things are working in other stems. And there are 7 main stems, or 7 binyanim in Hebrew language. So next Monday we will study nifal, and nifal is a passive stem. So now we usually work in the active stem, but nifal is passive. After that, next Monday we will study PL, Pual, and Hitpael, 3 stems. And we will have one more class, and we will study Gifil and Gufal, causative stems. And after that, the Hebrew grammar is over. So we will finish this class. Okay, so now I don't have anything to add. If you have any questions, you can ask, or anything you would like to say, you can do this. Okay, so in this case, may I ask Pastor Poswa to pray in the end? Please unmute yourself, Pastor.
All right, thank you, Professor. Let's pray. Our dear Father in heaven, thank you so much for the class that we've had today. And we thank you for our teacher who explains everything so clearly to us. We thank you for giving us a better and better understanding of biblical Hebrew. Help us to make time to practice the things that we're learning so that we can be able to read the Bible in the original language, especially the Old Testament in the Hebrew. We ask that the things that we learn we may remember and keep in memory, and also help us to do well in this class. Help us to enjoy it, Lord, and not only to learn the things that we are learning now, but to keep them in memory and use them in our ministries. May continue to bless all the students in the class. Bless every country that is represented. May your Holy Spirit work and bring peace to those countries and have conducive environments for the preaching and sharing of the gospel. We thank you for the answered prayers to some of the prayer requests that we have put before you, and we ask that you may continue answering the prayer requests that are even in our hearts that we have not spoken. Be with us for the rest of the day, for the rest of this week. We pray in Jesus' name. Amen.
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 Amen.